Hi everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to the Successful Showgirl. My name is Kitty and this is our Monday live tutorial. So it's a bit later than normal. I was a bit busy today. So every Monday, if you've never joined before, we have a live tutorial on something relating to the performing business. So that could be a mindset tutorial, a business tutorial. They're always going to be mini tutorials. If you miss them, they'll always be in the announcements of this group, but they also go onto the YouTube. So if you follow us on YouTube, like and subscribe to the channel, then you'll get notified when I put them up every week. So today I wanted to talk about how to get shows. Now, this is not going to be a full-on detail thing of how to get shows, because that would take me all night, and I also offer that in my course. However, I'm going to do a little brief overview of things you can do to help you to find shows, because someone asked the question today in the group and my answer seemed like a little bit simplistic, but basically that was how you go about it. So somebody asked today, how do they find shows? How do they know where to look, etc., etc.? So the advice I've always given you guys is, first of all, you need to join all the groups for your chosen genre of performing. So let's say there's a lot of burlesque people in here. So you would join all the burlesque groups, all the burlesque teaching groups, all the burlesque costume groups, all the burlesque paid performance groups, all the burlesque jobs groups. Anything related to that genre, you're going to find jobs popping up in there, okay? That is not, though, the main way that I find jobs. So I might occasionally get a job from these groups. If I was a singer, I'd be in all the singing groups. But that's not necessarily where you're going to find your jobs. Sometimes you have to think about the kind of people you want to work for, or the kind of shows you want to do, and you have to do a little bit of market research to find out who actually runs these shows. So if you've decided you want to be a performer, why have you decided that? You must have seen certain kinds of shows that have sparked your interest. For example, if you're an aerialist, why did you start aerial? Had you been to a circus? Had you seen Cirque du Soleil? Had you seen it on a stage show or on TV or whatever? Where did that interest come from? And what kind of shows you wanting to do? Because if you're wanting to do those same kind of shows, you're going to have to do some research into where you can find them. So your best thing to do is to have a good think about the kind of shows you want to do. Do you want to be in a burlesque show? Then put in burlesque shows in my area on Google and see what comes up. They're not going to come up with castings, but they are going to come up with the contact details of the people who run those shows, and they are the people who you want to be contacting. So you don't need to wait and look for an advert to pop up. You can directly message people who run shows and offer what you offer. So you can message people and say, hi, I'm a burlesque performer. I'm really interested in your show. I'd love to know how I can apply. Here's some of my information, some pictures, some footage, whatever. Please let me know how I can apply in the future. And 9 times out of 10, people will get back to you and say, we're not casting at the minute, but if you send over an email to this address with all your stuff, then we'll keep you on file. Yeah? Same with agencies. If you want to do like nightclub gigs and things like that, you're probably going to be getting booked through an agency. So you want to Google agencies in my local area, UK-wide agencies if you're in the UK. If you're in another country, whatever your country is, agencies in that area, whatever, okay? And then you're going to get the contact details from the websites of those people, or it might pop up with their social media pages. You can direct message people on their social media as well, okay? So don't think that you always have to be waiting to see a casting. You don't have to do that, but you do have to put some work in. There is no magic group that all us performers are in where people post jobs for us and we just go, I'll have that one. It doesn't work like that. We have to like really graft at the beginning to make connections with people, to find out who runs what kind of shows. Do we fit the bill for their show? When I'm applying for a job, I always research that show first, because I want to know, am I the kind of person who's going to fit that bill? Because if it's a rocky show and I'm like a martini glass girl, the chances are I'm wasting my time sending the application off, so I'm just not going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to research like my kind of show. So I also contact people like 1920s bars, so there's lots of Peaky Blinders bars, isn't there, around the country, or places like Albert Schloss, which is like a cabaret venue. Like, I will contact places like that because I know that I fit the bill for those places. But there are also places that I go as well that I would watch a show or whatever. So if you've been to a show and you like the look of it, then find out who runs that show, Google it, get the contact detail for it, and then email that person. It's as simple as that. It is so, so simple. But you do have to put a bit of effort in. Nobody's just going to give you a load of names and email addresses on your lap. Obviously, unless you pay someone to do it, then they're going to do that for you. If you pay me in a one-to-one, then I'm going to do that for you. But you can do it yourself. You don't need that. All you need to do is just sit down and do a bit of Googling, and you can just send off applications to as many people as you want to. So that was going to be my advice today. It probably seems like really daunting, but it is actually super simple. So if you just sit down, think about what kind of shows you want to do, and put that into Google. So for example, if I wanted to work in a circus, I would put UK-wide circuses, and then I would find out all the different circuses, and I'm not going to look if they're casting or not. I'm literally just going to send all my information stating that I'm an aerialist. I'd really love to work in a circus. I've got all this stuff. Here's some footage. Here's some pictures. How can I apply to work for you? And then they will or they won't get back to me. But most of the time, if you're asking when you can apply, people will often give you a way to send your stuff in via the relevant channels. So that is all I've got to say today. I feel like for me, that is so obvious, but I know for you guys, it's probably not. It probably seems like an absolute minefield out there of how to get jobs, but it really is just to sit down and get Googling scenario. So let me know how you all get on. If anybody else has got any other advice for people on how they get jobs, pop stuff below. Obviously, if you've got an agent, agencies can get you jobs as well, but they take a cut, okay? So you want to think about that. But agents are great, so you can send stuff off to agents, Google agencies, send that into them, whatever. Just get contacting people, get Googling, get out there and just start sending your stuff, because that is the only way that you're going to start building up a network of people who know who you are. So I hope that was helpful. Hope you'll all have a lovely Monday, and any questions, pop them below. If anybody's got any tips for anybody else, please pop them below as well, and I will see you all next Monday.